name is Christina, and I'm a living testimony of God's grace and mercy. Basically, I'm one of the girls who grew up in church. I grew up knowing about Jesus and knowing about God, but that's just it. Like, I knew about Him. I never had that relationship with Christ. You know, I went to church because my parents told me to go and did what I was supposed to do, but in life, I took a really wrong turn. Just because you're raised in church doesn't mean anything. I ended up graduating high school and getting into a serious drug addiction. I was addicted to pills and cocaine for 4 years, and my life spiraled out of control in that time. You know, I started doing things I never thought I would do. You know, I started stealing. I became a full-blown junkie and never planned for my life to end up going the way that it went. You know, like when you're in high school, you know, you have dreams and hopes for your future. You know, you never plan on becoming a drug addict, but that was my life. I lived and breathed drugs. That was everything to me, and I hated it. I hated the person I'd become. I hated everything about myself. Honestly, I didn't really care if I lived or died, you know, and there's a specific moment when I cried out to God. Like I said, I knew about God and I knew about Jesus, but I had turned my back on Him. I hadn't talked to Him in years, you know, and there's a moment where I was sitting on my front porch and I was smoking a cigarette and I was just like, God, please help me, you know, and He did. It was about a week later after that, I went to my parents' house and told them that I needed help through a series of events. You know, I was questioned and asked, what's going on in your life? Why are you like this? What's the matter? And I told my family I had a drug addiction, and through a series of events, I went into a detox facility. I got clean, and then I went into Teen Challenge, and that's when God really rocked my world, was in that program. I've never been the same since entering the Teen Challenge program, and God's done so much in my life that I didn't even plan for myself. I went into this program just wanting to get off of drugs and wanting a better life for myself, but I found a relationship with Jesus Christ in that program, and I've never been the same. And God's using me on top of it all. I'm now in a program, it's called Teen Challenge Emerging Leaders College. I'm getting my AA in Bible and Theology. I have an amazing fiance that God's calling me into ministry with, missions specifically, and we'll be doing global internships together. And like, God is so good, and it's amazing like how He can take such a bad situation and use it for His glory, because I have a testimony of what He's done in my life, and I can use that anywhere I go. And He basically turned my mess into my message, and I love that, and I love Jesus, and I thank you so much for letting me share my story with you.